Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video, I will show you how to create an iOS plugin to upload a file on iCloud in Godot game engine. So this was one of the requested video on my channel by a subscriber. So yeah, here I am making a video. If you have any request, do let me know in the comments, because even I am running out of ideas now to make content on this YouTube channel, and I want to continue doing that. So yeah, anyways, let's get started. So this is the documentation for, we will be using Swift Godot. Obviously we don't want to use Objective-C. At the time of recording this video, I'm using Godot 4.4, which is the latest. So yeah, based on this particular documentation, I have just created one cheat sheet. So yeah, if you want, you can follow this documentation, but I'll be following this cheat sheet. As usual, you would require a macOS to create an iOS plugin, and you would also require Xcode, which you can install it from the Apple App Store. So here I have Xcode open, and I have created one empty folder named Godot. Here you can see, here you can name it whatever you feel like. It's just that by the end of this tutorial there will be 3 different projects. That's why, just for organization's sake, I have created this particular folder named Godot. So here I have Xcode. So all you need to do is just click on file at the top, new, file, new, and package. And here you will have to select multi-platform, select library, click next, and here you can just go to the Godot folder or wherever you want to save it. Now I'm naming my package or library as just my library. You can name it whatever you feel like, but if you're doing this for the very first time, it's better you follow what I'm doing, because this name will be used in lot other places. But if you're comfortable renaming it to something other, and you're confident that you will rename it at appropriate places in the code later on, then feel free to change it whatever you feel like. So I'll just click on this create button. Now at the time of recording this video, Swift Godot still does not support Swift version 6, so we have to downgrade this to Swift 5.10. so instead of 6.0, I'll just change it to 5.10. but you can if you are watching way long in the future, by the time this video is published, do visit the Swift Godot GitHub repository as well to check whether it supports Swift version 6 and above or not. Okay, next we need to add this particular bit of code. So I'll just copy this. So this is also in the documentation. So if you scroll down here, you can see we have already done this. Now here you can see, okay, I think I need to scroll up. Yeah, so here we have to add this dependency section after the products array, right? So I'll just go to the after the products array, I'll just paste this bit of code and just do command S. So once you do command S, it will automatically download the Swift Godot dependency using Swift package manager, as you can see on the left hand side. So we don't have to worry about anything, it is automatic. Okay, then we need to add this platform iOS version 17 as well. So again, I'll just copy this and I'll just scroll down. So here you can see after name we have this platform, but they have given it for macOS, we want it for iOS. So I'll just paste it. I have kept the minimum deployment as version 17 because I was getting compile time issue for Swift Godot for below version 17. That's why I've kept the minimum version as 17. Okay, then we need to add this type dynamic as well. So again, I'll just copy this. And after library name we have to add this type dynamic. Again, I'll just paste it over here. Then we need to add this dependencies array as well. Again, I'll just copy this, and if you just scroll down here, you can see after target name they have added this dependency array. So I'll just after target name add a comma and paste this bit of code. I'll just improve the indentation a little bit. Okay, so yeah, this is done. Next we need to let's check my cheat sheet. Yeah, so we need to add our code inside my library.swift. So I'll come over here. Now I already have some code written, so I'll just go to one of the practice project which I have created, and I'll just copy some code from it. So not this one. Okay, I'll just copy the code and then I'll explain it to you. So I'll just paste it over here. So here you can see first we are importing UIKit, Swift Godot, and for CloudKit we require for uploading file to cloud we require CloudKit, right? That's why I have imported that as well. We'll come back to this later on Also, one more thing which I forgot, which I should have told you at the start, like this requires a paid Apple developer account. Now I am using my friend's account because I can't afford a Apple developer account. That's why. And this is a boilerplate code which you have to write for Swift Godot. This should be your own library name. Then here I have created a class called my library, and I have annotated with at the rate main actor as well as at the rate Godot, and we are extending this ref counted. Again, this is boilerplate code. Here I have created one signal. So this is basically for sending data from native iOS side, from native iOS side to Godot side. So this is how you send signal. Now I have created four methods: create, read, update, and delete, and I'm using the same signal for all the four methods. If you want, you can create a different signal, but I'll keep it as it is. Now the next thing which we need to do is we need to create a database as well of CK container. Okay, so next is we need to create this particular database, and here you can see I have just passed this particular identifier. Now this is very important. Basically this identifier depends on the bundle identifier which you will assign it on Godot game engine side. So let's do that first, and then we'll come back to this particular thing. I'll show you the code, don't worry about it. So I'll just open Godot game engine and we'll create a new project first. So I'll just click on create, and I'll just browse to that folder which I had created, Godot folder. I'll select the current folder, and here I'll just name it as my Godot project, and I'll click on create. Okay, yeah, click on create. Then here I'll just click on project, export, add iOS, and here I'll just click on fix import. Okay, here I don't have the App Store team ID as well as the App Store team ID. How to get the App Store team ID, I will do it offline, but you can go to this particular URL. It will tell you how to get your App Store team ID. It will guide you properly, so you can visit that particular URL. And coming back to the bundle identifier, so typically it is com dot your company name dot your app name. So I can name it something like com dot nobody dot my I don't know what to name it, my awesome travel app, whatever, like whatever is your app name. I'm just trying to make it unique because I already have the iCloud containers with a lot of gibberish in it, so I'm trying to make it unique. That's the important. So I'll just copy this. Okay, I'll close this. Now we can come back to our Xcode, and then here I will have to paste it, that particular bundle identifier. It should follow, like the first word should be iCloud. Again, I'll explain more about this later on. iCloud dot whatever is your bundle identifier, and I have kept it as private cloud database because I don't want to make this particular file public. So there are different type of cloud database. Like if I just show it to you, I'm not sure if IntelliSense will work. Yeah, it is working. So there is public, shared, and private. I'm using private because I don't want, this is user specific file, right? So I don't want it visible to other users, that's why. Then I have defined a method called create. It takes an input of type string. So suppose if you have very complex data, JSON data on Godot side, you will have to stringify it, because I don't know how to pass complex data types from Godot side to native iOS side. So you will have to stringify it, whatever data you have. If you have dictionary, you will have to stringify it and send it to Godot side. That's why I'm accepting string over here. And here I have created one method called create file in cloud, which accepts the content. And again, I'll show you this method in a bit. Okay. Okay, I think I did a mistake. Why I'm not using a signal? Okay, let me just check my old code which I have written. I think I was using it. Okay, maybe the code was not saved, so just give me a minute. I'll just basically, instead of printing it to the console, I mean the code is correct. Instead of printing it to the console, I want to send this back to Godot side, right? So that's what I will be. Let me just give, I'll just refactor the code and come back. Okay, so I have refactored the code. So only thing is I have removed the print statement. Instead we are using the signal to send some data. Okay, so here is our create method, which uses the create file in cloud, which takes the string data which you have sent it from Godot side, and once it is success, I just emit a signal back to Godot side. Okay, the file was created successfully. Then again there is a read method which calls the read file from cloud, and whatever content we get, we just pass it over here. In case if there is no content, I just say no content found. Then for update, again the same thing. This is the new content. Again, if you want, you can ask it from Godot side. I think that would be better instead of me hard coding it. So here is our data, and I will just paste it over here. So whatever updated content you want to pass, and once it is success, I just again send an signal saying that the file was updated. Now one more thing which I want to tell you for create is, suppose I have created a file name called abc.txt, right? If you call this method twice, create, it's not that it will override the existing file, it will create a new file with the same name. So be extremely careful. If you don't want to do that, maybe you will have to add some checking first whether the file with same name already exists or not. If yes, then delete that file and create a new one. But I'm not, I haven't added that particular check in my use case. But be careful with that. If you are providing a button to the user to create a file, then things might get tricky, so be careful with that. That's why I wanted to, yeah, that's the only thing which I wanted to clear off. Then there is this delete method. I think like I mentioned, right, suppose there are two files, abc.txt, and if I'm trying to update abc.txt, I think the latest one would get updated, but I could be wrong. Just check on that. Yeah, and then there is this delete method as well. Again, I have created one separate method for this. Once file is deleted, we just emit a signal saying that file was deleted successfully. All right, then here is the create file in cloud. Now I have hard coded the file name, which according to me is fine. But if you want to send the file name from Godot side, you can do that as well. I don't think that is necessary. Then here we get hold of our file manager URL. Then we write the content to our file URL. Then we create a CK asset, which is a concept related to iCLOUD. Even I am not really good at this. And the record type is file storage, because we don't want normal string data. We want a file to be present. And here you will have to say record file equal to asset once, and here we are saving it. If there is any error, then I am saying completion as false, otherwise I am saying completion as true. Here also, if you want, you can send the signals, so it's up to you. And here in case of catch as well, again I'm printing it out and saying the completion as false as well. Then there is a read file from cloud. So here we first create a CK query with record type of file storage. Then we just do database.fetch, passing our query to it in zone with nil, desired keys of file, and result limit is 1. Then once we get the result, here is our query cursor as well, and here we just do switch result if the case is success, and if the match result is of first, and here again I'm checking for that particular success as well. Then we get the file URL out of it as well. Then we read the contents, like we get the string contents, and whatever contents we get, we pass it to our completion handler. In case of error, I am just passing nil and I'm just printing it to the console. Then for updating, again we create a CK query. We first try to find that particular file, so that's what we are doing over here. Once we have that particular file, so I'm here, you can see I'm looking for first match, so I think it should be the first updated file. If there are two files with same name, again I could be wrong, but yeah, be careful with that. Then we just do new content or write to file URL. Then we just save it to our with the help of our database, and in case of success, we just save completion as true, otherwise we just do completion false. Same over here as well, same completion false, completion false. Then delete file from cloud, again we create a CK query. Then we just do database.fetch, pass our query to it in zone with nil, and this is the desired keys of file, result limit is 1. Here is our result, here is our query cursor as well, and the case is success if match results dot first dot one, and if it is success then we just do database dot delete. If it is error, then we just yeah, completion is false, otherwise completion is true, and for else clause and failure clause as well, completion is false. So yeah, I think that's it. Again, I'll simply scroll through this file one more time. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy the code. So yeah, that's it. Now again, let's go through our cheat sheet. Again, I'll just remove this file. Let's see what our cheat sheet says next. So we have written the code. Then we need to create a build.sh file. Now if you want, you can create that build.sh file from Xcode itself. I'm not comfortable creating that file from Xcode because I always mess things up while creating from Xcode. So I will be using VS Code for this. So I'll just remove my cheat sheet in a second, for a second. And what I'll do is I'll just go back to the Godot folder which we had. I'll just open it inside VS Code. So here you can see this is our library and this is our Godot project, right? Inside our library, again, I'll just bring back my cheat sheet as well. So first, let's see. Okay, so where is it? Okay, so we need to create a file called build.sh, right? So I'll just go to our library, root of our library, and I'll just create this file build.sh. Then next we need to go to this particular, copy this URL, and I'll paste it in a new tab because we need to copy some code from this particular URL. So I'll just copy everything and I'll just paste it inside this build.sh file. I'll just save it as well. Make sure you will have to explicitly do command S if you are using VS Code like me. And here I'll just change the name to whatever is our library name. So in my case it is my library. And there is one more thing which we need to add is this dash skip macro validation /. So I'll just add that particular thing as well over here. Again, I have added this because I was facing issues while compile time, that's why. Now I can close this. The next thing is we need to build our library. So you will have to go to your library. So I'm already inside the Godot folder. I can just go to my library and I will first copy this command, paste it over here, and then I'll just copy this particular command and paste it over here as well. Now I am not planning to deploy this to Apple App Store, so this debug framework is fine for me. But if you are planning it to deploy to Apple App Store, instead of debug you will have to use release, but the rest of the steps are pretty much the same. So yeah, now this will take a bit of time. So yeah, we can come back to our Godot project. Inside our Godot project, I'll just create one 2D scene. Okay, I'll just quickly save it as well. You can give whatever name you feel like, and I'll just run it so that my current scene is selected, so that we don't face issues later on once we export our project. Now here we just need to create, I think, 4 buttons and 1 label. So I'll quickly do that. Let's do command D. I will do command D again, do command D again. Okay, and so you can name it whatever you feel like. So I'll just name it create. First button is create, second one is read, third one is update, and last one is delete. And here I will just create one label. So here is our label. I'll just do command S to save it again. I will attach one script to our starting node. Then I will just go to each and every button and add press signal. Second button, press signal. Third button, press signal as well. Fourth button, press signal as well. And I will also drag and drop this particular label. So I'll just drag and drop, paste, yeah, something like this. Now again, just go to project, export. Okay, we have already added iOS. make sure you add your app store team id as well. Now again, I'll just cheat a little bit. I'll just go back to my old project because I need to copy some code. So you can ignore this particular part. Okay, so first we need to create a variable called my library. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. Then I'll copy this particular part and I'll paste it over here. So here is our my library. Okay, we are initializing it. This should be our own library name, and here we are connecting a signal called output. Now we need to create this particular method as well, right? So I'll just create this particular method. I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. So whatever data we get, we just display it inside our label. Also, I'll just change the label size a little bit so that I can show it to you. So I'll just go to theme override, font size, change it to 40. Okay, then we need to add click listeners for all our button, right? So I'll just copy one of this. Now this is incorrect. We don't have a start recording method, but for now I'll just paste it so everywhere so that I don't have to write it. Okay, so here you can see, go back to Xcode. So what were the method names? So we were annotated with @callable, right? So we can call it from GD script side. So first method is create. So I'll just create a method called create, and it accepts some input. So I will just say hello coding with nobody. Like I said, if you have some complex data, you will have to either stringify it or convert it to base 64, something like that. That's the only solution I could think of. Then second one is read. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. Next one is update. Again, I'll just copy this, paste it over here, and here I'll just copy this, and here I will write by coding with nobody. And last is delete, right? So I'll just copy this and paste it over here. Okay, then again I'll go back to VS Code. I'll just close this. So we here also inside our Godot project we need to create something. Let me check. So we need to create a bin folder. If you want, you can create it from the Godot game engine as well. So I'll right click new folder, bin, and inside that we need to create a file name whatever is your library name.gd extension, but I'll just create it from VS Code because that's what I'm comfortable with. So here is our Godot project, here is our bin folder. I'll just create one file called mylibrary.gd extension. Now if I go back to Godot game, here you can see this is the file. If I try to click on it, double click on it, it is not opening for me. I don't know why. I think Godot game engine does not support .gd extension, which is kind of sad. So that's why I'm using VS Code, and inside this particular file we need to copy this bit of code. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. Now again, if you have generated release framework, you will have to replace this debug as well as this debug with release. Rest everything will remain the same. So yeah, you can do this, copy this code. If we go back to our terminal, okay, here this also has succeeded. So what we can do is we can go back to our library. So go to Godot folder, go to library, go to bin, go to iOS, and here we will just copy this dot framework folders, and here I'll just go back to our Godot project, go to bin, and I'll just paste it over here. Okay, I think that should be it. Next, I'll just quickly enter my App Store Connect ID. Okay guys, so what we need to do next is we need to export our project. But before I export our project, I'll just create one folder called iOS. You can again name it whatever you feel like. It's just that once you export our project, there will be lot of files. That's why I'm doing this. So just go to project, export, export project, and here you can go to the iOS folder. Just click on save. So I have already, so the export project is going on. This again will take a bit of time. In the meantime, what you need to do is you will have to go to icloud.developer.apple.com and sign in with your Apple developer account. So I will just do that and come back. Okay. Like I mentioned, you will have to go to icloud.developer.apple.com. You will have to sign in and you will see something like this. And I will just click on CloudKit database. Now over here, if you remember, we had entered this icloud.com.nobody.myawesome travel app. So currently it will not be visible, but make sure you are inside the development mode because we are on development mode. And here you should see, once we run our application on a real device, again you can't run it on a simulator, you should be able to find that particular container. Now before that, we need to again do few steps. So first, as you can see, my project was exported successfully. Okay, I think so. I just dismissed that particular dialog, but my project was exported successfully. I dismissed the dialog of project exported successfully, but you get the point. Next, you will have to go to the iOS folder and double click on this .xcode project. It will open it for you in Xcode again. And over here, what you need to do is, I'll just move it a bit down. So here you will have to go to your project, go to sign in capabilities, and here you can see my bundle identifier is correct. So in case if you have used, in case if it is not reflecting, you will have to type it out manually, whatever you have entered inside Godot game engine. And here you just have to enter iCloud. So I'll just enter, uh, this change requires, yeah, okay, I'll just click on create entitlement files. Okay, I'll just click on sign in again. I think I have changed my password, that's why it is asking me. Then here inside iCloud, I will have to check this all three options, and so make sure again this will update our provisioning profile, and then you will have to click on this plus button, and here you will have to enter the same thing what you have entered over here. So I'll just copy this particular part from our library. I'll just come back over here and I'll just paste it like this. Again, this is very important. So with this particular container ID, we will be looking for this inside icloud.developer.apple.com. I'll just click on OK. I think so that should be it. Let's try running our application and see if it works or not. Okay, so I have ran my application. Okay, I think this get lost. So here is our application, right? I have connected my real device. I'll just run it again. I think for the very first time when you run it, it always fails. You have to run it twice. I don't know if this is an Xcode bug or what. But let's just wait. So here is my real device as well, just to show it to you. And here I am on the iCloud developer console as well. So let's just wait for this to pick up. I think once we create a file, it should automatically create our container ID as well as our file. But there is one more catch as well. Like once we create a file and try to read it, we have to do some indexing as well. It's not pretty straightforward. I don't know why this indexing thing has to be done manually. Like the indexing thing has to be done manually for the first time from iCloud console only. So the CloudKit database which you are seeing on the browser, you can't do it via code as far as I am aware. Then you will have to use some other option called record ID. So suppose if I have created a file, it gives you a record ID, then that record ID you will have to save it on your server. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to store anything on my server. Like some of you might think save it in your app, but what if the user uninstalls your app? So there, yeah, that's the other thing as well. Okay, so let's just wait for this to finish. I don't know why this is taking so much time. Okay, so here is our button. So I'll just click on this create button. Okay, I don't see anything. Let's just go. Caller thread can't call this function. Okay, I think I did some mistake. But one more thing which I want to clarify is make sure the user has already signed in into their iCloud account, otherwise things will not work. So that is also important concept. Again, I have not added a check for that in my code, but if you want, you can add it. Okay, I'm getting this error saving file. The operation could not be completed. The function in this node. I'm missing something. Let me quickly check. Sorry, before I fix the code which is causing an error, here you can see I was able to see my container ID. Even though the file creation failed, that's fine. It created the container for us. If you're not able to see it, you will have to press this drop down and make sure you refresh your website as well once you create a file, and then you should be able to see this particular whatever is your container ID. And inside that you will have to go to, I think, let me quickly check. There is one more thing which we need to do, otherwise you won't be able to read your file. So I'm just doing it right now itself. We have to enable query and sort table for record name, right? So I'll just go to record types. Okay, I think the file is not created, so we won't be able to do it. Okay, I think I'll need to fix the code first. So let me fix the code first and then again come back and do that particular thing. Okay guys, so turns out that the issue was with iCloud itself and not with my code. So yeah, this is why working with iCloud is such a frustrating part. So if you remember, this was the issue which I was getting, and I just googled it and it was error with Apple server. So now what I did was, just to show it to you, I just clicked on this create button, sorry. And I did not, again, I faced an issue, or I don't know what exactly happened. So I'll just click on this create again. I'll just click on this create. Okay, let's see if we are getting anything over here. Okay, here you can see file saved successfully to cloud, but my label is not getting updated. I don't know why. Anyways, I think I might have done some mistake in my label code. Why is my label not getting updated? On user detail signal, maybe I'm not sending the data properly. So here is the thing. I am sending the data properly. I don't know why it is not getting fetched. Anyways, I'll come back to this later on, but the important part is our file was created. Thankfully I had added few more logs, otherwise I would have get confused. So again, so I'll just delete all these logs. Now if you go to what CloudKit database, here again make sure you have selected proper container ID. For us it is private database, so I'll select private. Record type is file storage, and if you try to query the records, you will get this particular thing: type is not marked indexable file storage. So this is fine. So what you will have to do for the very first time is, you will have to go to, in I think, record types. Yeah, go to file storage. No, not file, not record types. I think we'll have to go to indexes only. We'll have to click on plus button. Here we'll have to select file storage. Ignore the name. I'll keep it as queryable. And here we can't select file. We'll have to select record name. And here also I'll just give it the same name, record name. I don't know where this record name field is coming from. I think it is by default present inside iCloud. I'll just click on add. And okay, so the changes was saved. Now I'll go to records. Let's see if it now works. Private database, file storage. I'll just click on query records. Yeah, here you can see. Now unfortunately I pressed the create button twice. That's why it created two files for me, so be careful with this. So I'll just delete both of these files just to show it to you. I'll just delete this as well. Okay, now again I'll just come back to our iPad. I will fix that label thing later on. I don't know why it is not getting updated. So I'll just click on this create button, and at least we have the Xcode log. So file saved successfully to iCloud. Okay, I'll go back over here. I'll just do query records again, and here you can see this is our file. Now I will click on read button. Okay, for read it is printing it in for the label. I don't know. So this was the content, right? Hello coding with nobody. I don't know why it is not printing it for create inside the label. I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong, I guess. Anyways, that's not important. So you are able to see the content. Now I will update the content as well. Think so. It should have updated. Okay, so file successfully updated. Has it updated my label? No, not yet. So I'll try to read it again. So I think it should print by coding with nobody. Yeah, here you can see. Now I'll just delete this file as well. Has it printed in the console? Yeah, here you can see file successfully deleted. Now if I try to read it again, hmm, why is it still showing by? Has it not deleted the file, or well, let me try to read it. I think sometimes it does take a bit of time for iCloud to reflect those changes. I'm not sure why this is not getting updated. What is this? Okay, let's just go back to iCloud. Let me try to query the records. Okay, so the file is definitely deleted. I don't know why it is I'm not able to read that file. I mean, obviously we can't read that file because it is deleted, but at least it should have printed something. I don't know. Maybe I should have written something. So once the file content, there is no content, which should have at least got this. I don't know why this is not getting triggered. So file saved successfully. Completion is true, right? Yeah, maybe any one of you might let me know why the signal is not getting passed for create and update. It is getting passed for read. Even for delete is it is not getting passed. I don't know why. And once I delete the file, if I try to read it again, uh, even these consoles are not getting printed. I don't know. Let me try to rerun the application from Xcode project. Maybe it might have lost the hold of the debugger, I guess. Let's just try. I will just try to read it. Let's see what happens. At least I should have got some kind of so I'll just click on read. Okay, I don't see anything over here. I don't know why. Maybe I might have missed something, but hopefully you got the point. I mean, these are very minor things of sending the signal, proper signal. But like I shown it to you, those actually things were getting printed to the console for create, update, and delete. So maybe wherever I'm printing it to the console, you can send the signal from there itself. Like I'll just quickly show it to you what I mean. And sorry about this. I mean, I am working on a laptop. I don't have dual screens. So here you can see create file in up cloud, right? So it did print this. Okay, so maybe you can emit the signal over here itself. You don't have to wait till here. That's what I'm thinking. Similar for read, I think it is working. Read is not working when the file is deleted completely. Maybe that's the case. Maybe you can check what. Maybe I think this should have at least printed out for read when the file was deleted. I don't know why it is not printed for update. Again, the same thing. You did saw this, so maybe you can add a signal over here. And for delete file from cloud as well, maybe you can add a signal over here. If you want, you can add the signals for error case as well. But I think that should be it. Yeah, this was a little painful tutorial for me as well. But yeah, it was worth the wait and worth the effort. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions, do let me know in the comments. Thanks. Bye.